All right, I think we're ready to kick things off. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Joseph. I oversee our MLS partnerships here at CubiCasa. I'm so excited to chat with all of you today to introduce you to CubiCasa, walk you through how you can use our tool to create floor plans and elevate the experience with your clients as we continue our partnership with Realcomp. I'm also joined today by Amber and Eric from our success team. Amber will give us a quick look at the dashboard, show you where you can access, edit, and customize your floor plans. But to start out, I'll spend about 20 minutes or so with you walking through a few things. So first and foremost, what CubiCasa is in general. We'll talk about the benefits of floor plans and why they're important to your clients. And then we'll take a look at the technology itself, so the actual mobile app that you'll be using, and the different types of floor plans available once you finish scanning a property. From there, we've got a special local guest joining us. You may see Justin there on camera, who will be sharing a bit about their experience using CubiCasa. And then we'll pause from there to cover any sort of questions that have come in. I'll toss things over to Amber to give us that quick look at the dashboard. As we're walking through everything today, please feel free to use the Q&A function to send over any questions that you have. We'll be keeping tabs on that as we go so we can get all of your questions answered. We'll also leave the room open at the end of the webinar for around 15 minutes or so we'll have time for additional Q&A. And lastly, we'll also be sending over some links in the chat box, so don't forget to follow along there as well. Last bit of kind of housekeeping before we dive in, I've included a QR code here on the screen. For those of you that have not created your account yet, feel free to scan that. That will automatically link Realcomp as your MLS and help you to create your CubiCasa account. You can scan it now, but don't feel rushed. We'll pull this up at the end of the webinar. We'll leave it up on screen for that whole Q&A period, so you'll definitely get a chance to scan and get started from there. But with that, I think we are ready to dive in. So CubiCasa has one main goal here in the US, and that's to bring a floor plan to every single real estate listing across the country. So to start off, let's talk about the why behind that, what our tool is and how it works, and how you can actually help us on this mission to improve the home buying experience for consumers in your market. So right now, just across the board, we're seeing a floor plan demand gap. Consumers are asking for floor plans to be included. They're already familiar with them on the rental and multifamily side of things. But when we look at active listings, floor plans are only included on around 20% of them. And if we look at consumer research from NAR and companies like Zillow, we can see that floor plans are highly desired add-ons to a listing. They drive traffic and demand and can even help your properties to sell faster. And we know the demand is there because if you look at some of the reports that come out each year, things like the NAR Home Buyers and Sellers Survey, you'll notice that the results remain very much unchanged, with floor plans continuing to be highly sought after. But why are floor plans so important to consumers? I think the easiest way to boil it down is that it helps buyers to understand a property's fit for their lifestyle. If you are on a search portal, for example, you pull up a listing, you're swiping through the photos on the carousel, you're going to be learning about that home room by room or sort of piece by piece. But when you have a floor plan available, you have that easy to view, easy to understand, quick glimpse into the entire property. It allows you to see the size of the rooms, of course, the flow between them. You can learn if and where current furniture will fit, plan out home improvement projects. But I think the most important piece is learning if the property layout suits your client's family. Are the kids' bedrooms near the primary bedroom, for example? Or on the flip side of that, are the kids as far away from the parents as possible? Is there a dedicated space kind of off the main action of the home that could be used as a guest space or a home office? A floor plan is really going to be the best way to make sense of those types of questions, to understand the property as a whole, and can even help you to tie all of the listing photos together, since those are typically just of one single space at a time. So now that I've got you thinking about the benefits of floor plans kind of in general, let's look at some of the ways that you can incorporate floor plans while working with your clients. First, you can include a floor plan with every new listing. This will give consumers exactly what they're looking for and also help your listings to stand out. Some of our users actually scan the property while they're on site as part of a listing presentation, so then they are able to actually win new clients and new listings from there. By including floor plans and really just great media in general for the listing, you're going to appeal to potential home buyers and can even help to generate better qualified leads who know and understand that the property matches their needs and really fits their lifestyle before taking any sort of next step. Outside of just your new listings, you can also use CubiCasa to provide helpful resources when working with your buyers. So not only will you be able to create the floor plans for properties that you're touring, you can even generate helpful property reports for your clients to help them decide which home to actually move forward with, or if they've already gotten an accepted offer to plan out their move or any sort of home improvement projects that they want to do to move forward. So again, everything that I've reviewed thus far is kind of about floor plans in general. How does that lead into what CubiCasa is and why I'm actually talking with you today? To give you some high-level background, we started a number of years ago essentially as a floor plan redraw service, but we've evolved into what we are today, which is an amazing mobile app that allows you to quickly and easily scan a property in just a couple of minutes to create an accurate floor plan. You'll be able to showcase the layout of the home like you see there on the top right, but can also generate things like the individual room dimensions that you can then use to populate the listing and to share out with potential home buyers from there. Now, at first thought, you may be thinking this is going to be a complicated or technical process, maybe even time consuming, even though I did just say a few minutes. The good news is it's probably easier than you're thinking. If you look at this image on screen, that gives you a good glimpse into what you'll look like as you're walking through scanning properties. You'll open up the app. When you start the scan, you will enter in and confirm the property address, and it will pull up a camera type view like you see on the device screen there. You'll hold your device at about chest height level, walk the perimeter of every room on the interior of the home. You can also capture any outdoor spaces that you want featured on the floor plan, so things like porches, decks, or patios. You're going to get real-time feedback as you're walking through scanning. So if you're moving too quickly, for example, or if you get too close to a wall, the app will help you to correct that in real time. So it helps to make the process as easy as possible for you as the scanner. But the more important piece of that is it allows you to get the most accurate scan. So you'll get the most accurate measurements and floor plan as the end result. Last thing to note about the app is that it is available for both Apple and Android devices. Any device from the last like 10 years will work for you. So now let's take a look at an actual scan in action. Unfortunately, I can't show, a fully live demo where my computer follows me throughout as I scan the space that I'm in. So this will be the next best thing. I'm going to send the link to this video in the chat box in just a few minutes. Since we're over Zoom, sometimes it can come through a little choppy. So just be sure to take a closer look and you'll get a chance to see. The video that we're going to watch here will show the steps that you'll take to begin the scan, a quick look at the actual scanning process, and then once you've completed scanning the home, how to submit the scan and select the different types of 2D and 3D floor plans that you want for that property. So first up, when you click that Start Scan button will be to select the property type, single family home, townhouse, apartment, condo. You can scan any type of property. You'll confirm the street address and review a few best practice scanning tips before you begin. From there, it will pull up that camera type view that I mentioned, and you're ready to begin scanning the perimeter of the entire interior of the home, as well as any of those exterior spaces that you want featured on the floor plan, like those porches, decks, patios. Don't forget garages as well. Once you finish scanning, you'll submit directly in the app like you see here. Select the different types of 2D or 3D floor plan options that you want. Once it submits to us, we'll process the floor plan on our end, and within 24 hours, your floor plans will be available to download. It really is just as simple as you saw there, holding your device and kind of walking throughout the space. Now that video gave us a quick glimpse into a couple of interior spaces. We saw that deck area off the back of the home. I always like to show this example here of a pretty non-traditional layout. We've got curved walls here, which are always a pain to measure. There's a pool in the backyard. There's a separate ADU off of the main property. All of this was captured as part of one single scan. And the same process will be true for homes with multiple stories. You just need one single scan. In those situations, we recommend starting in the basement or lowest level of the home and kind of working your way up from there. You'll scan the staircase as you move from floor to floor without pausing or stopping the scan. And then once you've captured everything inside the home and you're ready to capture these outdoor spaces, again, you do not need to pause or stop the scan. You will just continue one single continuous scan for the entire property. Now, once you've completed the scan of the homes, you've captured everything inside and out, you'll be able to download your 2D floor plans within 24 hours, and you can create a number of different 2D and 3D style products, all from that same 5-minute scan. So next, we'll take a quick look at what's available to you once you've actually completed the scan of the home and the different types of floor plans that you can use, including your Realcomp sponsored benefits, which include unlimited free basic floor plans and a 20% discount on any upgraded options that you select. So first up is our basic floor plan, which we call Light. This will be that unlimited free option for you. This is going to be a great option to start making floor plans a little bit more standard practice when you're getting listings put together. It's only going to take you a couple of minutes to scan the property, and the best part is it's free. It will cover homes up to 5,000 square feet of scanned area. So that scanned area will include the total interior square footage, as well as any of those outdoor spaces that you capture, like the deck or porch on this example here. It's available to save with or without the room dimensions included. So the sample you see on screen, if you can see my cursor hovering over the family room here, we've got the name of each space and the dimensions listed below. If you just wanted more of a marketing style floor plan, or we're just looking to showcase the general layout of the home, you can toggle those dimensions off and just have the names of each space listed. Last thing to note about the free basic floor plans is that because this is a free product, it also does not require a credit card or any sort of billing information to be added to your account to be able to begin scanning and creating these types of floor plans. On top of the free basic option, there are a number of optional paid add-ons that you can choose from. Everything that we offer is all created from that same 5-minute scan. So there's nothing different or additional that you need to do in terms of actually scanning the property. And all the products are available on an a la carte or per use basis. So you can pick and choose what's wanted or needed for each individual property that you scan. There are no monthly or subscription fees or anything like that. You'll only pay for the products that you actually select, and you'll again have that unlimited access to these free Light floor plans. This sample here that you see on screen shows our 3 most popular options, all of the same property, kind of broken into thirds. Light on the left-hand side here is that free basic floor plan that we just looked at. Plus, what you see in the middle is an upgraded package that unlocks a number of different things. I would say the key piece of this is the fixed furniture. So you'll see things like appliances in the kitchen, any islands or wraparound countertops, as well as fixtures in the bathrooms and wet spaces. So tubs, toilets, vanities, all that good stuff. It also allows you to customize the style and color scheme of the floor plan like you see there, and you can save out multiple versions. It will include 2 different property reports that we'll touch on here in a second, as well as our interactive style floor plan called CubiCasa Tour. Lastly, on the right-hand side of the screen here, we've got Plus 3D. This includes everything from the Plus package and introduces, as the name implies, a 3D style floor plan. The 3D floor plan will have colors and textures matched to the space as closely as possible, and will also include actual loose furniture within the home. So beds, sofas, dining tables, all of that will actually be drawn onto the floor plan. We'll match them as closely as possible to how they are in real life, or if you scan a vacant property, you can let us know the theme or style of furniture that you're looking for, and we can actually fill the space with furniture. You're also going to see that 20% MLS sponsored discount on any of the paid upgrades that you select, which brings the cost down to $12 for Plus floor plans or $52 for the 3D style floor plans. In addition to these 3 main popular options, there are a number of different 2D and 3D products that you can generate, all from that same scan. For the sake of time, I'm not going to walk through every single thing that you can create, but just to give you a quick kind of high-level general idea of what's available. We offer a GLA report or gross living area report. This is great for any appraisers joining us today, or even agents that have properties with partially or unfinished areas or areas with low ceiling height. This will show the breakdown of livable versus non-livable square footage. We have a full lineup of 3D options, including the floor plans that we just looked at, as well as video renderings and editable CAD files if you're working with clients who are going to flip the home or do any sort of home remodeling projects. Those reports I said we'd come back to, so you can create a home report, which will outline a room by room and level by level breakdown of the space. You can also use our snapshots report to take photos as you're walking through scanning the property, a nice way to highlight key features or areas for improvement. Or if you are working with first-time home buyers, snapshots is a nice way to take photos of things like the electrical panel, and then you'll get a report at the end with all of your photos next to a floor plan pinpointing where each photo was taken in the space. So just a nice way to guide the homeowners to those different features of their home. And you can also take your floor plan to the next level by making it interactive using the CubiCasa tour, which I'll give you a closer look at here in just one second. Lastly, you can also choose a faster turnaround time for your 2D style floor plans, or you can scan oversized properties to get floor plans for homes that go over that 5,000 square foot threshold. Now, as a reminder, with everything that we've just looked at and talked about, you're going to have unlimited access to the free light floor plans. And all of the available upgraded options we've looked at today are available on a per use basis. So you can pick and choose what's wanted or needed for each individual home that you scan. There will be no monthly or subscription fees. One thing I want to take a closer look at, like I mentioned, is the CubiCasa tour. So the tour allows you to take the floor plan that you're already generating for the home, upload the listing photos that you're already going to be using for the listing, and have an automatically generated virtual tour created for you. This is going to be a hosted experience, so it's just a URL that you can copy paste into the virtual tour field of the listing, share out on social media, wherever you want to blast it out from there. I'm actually going to switch my tab to give you a live view of the CubiCasa tour, just so you can see how consumers will interact with it. On the left-hand side of the screen, you'll find the floor plan that you created for the property, alongside all of these clickable hotspots. As I click through these different hotspots, it's going to take me to the photo that was actually taken in that location of the home. So you can navigate through the property just by kind of clicking through here. Or if you just want to swipe through the photos on the carousel, the same way you would on a normal photo carousel, you can do that here on the right-hand side of the screen. And you'll notice the hotspots on the floor plan will continue to change to, again, show me where I am within the space. If you have multiple stories of the home, if you noticed it just changed, that will be available as well. And with the navigation here along the bottom, you can toggle between those different floors or levels of the home. And if you pan around or zoom in and out, you can use this button here to recenter that zoomed out view of the entire floor plan. So that's a quick look at the actual CubiCasa tour. That's included at no additional cost with any Plus or Plus 3D orders. So now that you have completed your scan, you've selected the different types of floor plans that you want, the next step will be to download them and share them with your clients or upload to the listing. You can download the floor plan images as JPEG or PNG file types. Use these to then upload directly to the listing with the rest of your photos or share with your clients from there. The reports that we talked about, so the home report and the snapshots report, will be available as PDF files. And worth noting, you can download the files either directly to your phone or mobile device just within the CubiCasa app, or you can log into your dashboard from your computer, which is what Amber will show us here in just a moment, and download the files directly from there. So that's everything that I wanted to cover with you in terms of what CubiCasa is, how to use the app, a quick look at the different types of floor plans that are available to you once you've scanned a home. From here, there's kind of two different paths that you can take. So first, if all of this sounds interesting to you, but you maybe don't have the time to scan your properties or just don't want to, that's totally fine. The good news is we work with a number of photographers who actually include our floor plans with their regular photo packages. So you could get your listing photos alongside these awesome floor plans without having to do any of the legwork. You can access a list of local photographers based on your actual geolocation, either by scanning the QR code here on screen, or when you log into your CubiCasa dashboard, you'll be able to see those local photographers along the top of the dashboard, just based on your actual location where you're logging in from. Now, on the flip side of that, if all of this sounds interesting to you and you do want to scan the properties yourself, you do want to be able to go in and customize, edit your floor plans, do all that sort of fun stuff, The good news is we have an amazing support team that are always available. We've got live chat baked into both the mobile app and the desktop site. That will be the fastest way to get in touch. There's a lot of different things that you can do, a lot of different products that you can create, a lot of things you may have questions about as you're getting started. So you'll be able to contact us at any time. We've also got an email alias that you can get in touch with, which is just help@cubicasa.com. So now moving into next steps for you to get started. First up, of course, is to create your CubiCasa account if you haven't already. You can do so by clicking through the CubiCasa link on your MLS dashboard or by scanning the QR code that I'll pull back up here in a moment. Once your account is created, you're then ready to start scanning and getting floor plans for all of your listings. It really could not be any easier. I always recommend download the app, do a test scan of your own home. You'll get a feel for how fast and easy the process is. You're also already probably familiar with the measurements of your home, or at least have a general idea of them. So you'll get a chance to see how accurate the floor plans are as well. So that's everything that I wanted to cover on my end. Next, I want to turn things over to our special guest today. We've got Justin joining us, who is a local CubiCasa user, and he'd love to share a little bit about his experience using the app and the benefits of using floor plans with his clients. So Justin, I'll hand things over to you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much, Joseph. Thanks for the invitation. So I really just wanted to touch on how I use it in real time. Like all of these features sound really great, and maybe this is a little overwhelming. Joseph went through this in 22 minutes, right? I was using CubiCasa before CubiCasa and Realcomp matched together. So this is something that I've seen the value in long term. I use it for all of my listings. I also use it for all of my buyers. When I'm there at the inspection, it takes me 2 or 3 minutes to walk around the property with my phone, create a floor plan, and just send that to them. And let's face it, that period for our buyers between the inspection and the closing, there's a lot of downtime, right? And that leaves room for stress. So you give someone a PDF of a floor plan that they can print 100 copies of and move their furniture around. And it's just that nice feeling to help them make that house into their home. So I use it for that. I also use it when maybe the property isn't quite ready for that like professional video. The AI video that CubiCasa has is a fantastic tool. It's also something that you can chop up and use for social media. You can put it as a virtual tour on the MLS. There are a lot of great uses for that. So I've found tremendous value in all of the services that CubiCasa has to offer. Um, and I'm not being paid for this testimony yet, but I did want to join and just let you know, like that this is one of those products that can actually benefit our business. It has greatly enhanced mine. It's something that I can show uh, my sellers right at a listing consultation. We can do it together. One thing, Joseph touched on some of like the real-time alerts that you might get as you're scanning. I I am really bad about turning too fast and moving too fast. Like I'm just I have a lot of energy. So one thing that it helps me do is just kind of like scan the space a little bit slower and a little bit better. But I will tell you, they are able to fix everything. So don't get so bogged down when you turn too fast or you're too close to the wall or you're too close to the furniture. It has an unbelievable ability to find itself. And then sometimes it reads a room and labels it wrong. And you just edit that out. It's so easy and so simple. And most of the edits, I can only think of one edit that I've ever actually had to have them help me with. Everything else was, well, I wanted this to say primary, or I wanted that to say this, or I wanted that to be, office instead of library or whatever. All of those were things that I was able to do on my own, and it took 2 minutes for them to generate a new floor plan for me. So definitely take a look at it, use it, practice it on your own house, but definitely a great tool that has enhanced my business. So thanks again for having me, Joseph.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I'm so glad you highlighted the use case for your buyers because that's huge. I mean, that whole process, like you mentioned, there's kind of that dead time where you're kind of planning things out, you're stressed out about the move. So having those resources available for buyers is huge. And looking at something like the home report, which breaks down, the room by room and level by level space. If you're going to be doing, new flooring or something like that in some of the bedrooms, this is a really nice tool that you can use to plan out those types of projects. And I think, the ease of stress is a good point to make because it just makes the process so much more comfortable and easy for the new home buyers to get familiar with their property and really understand everything that they're going to get themselves into when they move in. So that's great. Thank you so much, Justin, for joining us and sharing your experience. Again, a nice way to highlight that you can use CubiCasa not just for your new listings, but when working with your buyers as well. If there's not already a floor plan created, you now have a free option to create one, and it's only going to take you a couple of minutes to scan. So a really nice value add to show value to your clients as you're working with them. So that's everything that I wanted to cover with you on my end. Hopefully this was helpful to get an introduction to what CubiCasa is, how you can use the app to create awesome floor plans for your listings when working with your clients. Next, we're going to pause for a couple of minutes. Eric, I saw you in the chat. I think you had a few questions that you wanted to share with the group, and then we'll take a look at the dashboard for a couple of minutes, and then we'll regroup, review some more questions, and leave the room open for that open Q&A time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry about
Oh,
that,
there you
Joseph.
go.
Came off mute. Hey, there's a couple of questions that popped up that I wanted to cover that I believe more than one person had asked in one way, shape, or form, but good to bring up a second time. First was, and Joseph, you touched on this, we do not have subscriptions. We don't have monthly minimum requirements. This is an as you need it product per property, and the pricing is up to that 5,000 square feet. So again, no subscriptions, no monthly minimum requirements. This is, we understand the volatility of listing volume, and we don't want to lock anybody up into a pricing model that they might not use 1 month. So again, very affordable. You do have that free option that again, good up to 5,000 square feet. We always recommend you try that, use that free product on your house first before you go out and do a scan on a customer's home. And this is just so you can get an understanding and feel of how responsive the app is. You get a feeling for that real-time feedback if you happen to be too close or doing something the app doesn't like. So again, this is risk-free to you. Always recommend trying it on your house, and you'll see how responsive and easy it is to actually use the app. So a couple of other questions were kind of geared towards, what's the right place or as far as starting your scan in exterior space. You guys are in a market that, has basements are pretty typical. I always recommend starting in the lowest level and working your way up. Again, do not stop, do not pause. We don't have a pause functionality. So do all of the interior space and exterior space on each level. Start in the lowest, work your way up, and fight the urge to pause. So that's my tip for you today. Do not pause. We don't have a pause functionality. A couple of other questions. We like to remind people, depending on your market, if you are in a rural market or you don't have access to Wi-Fi or cell signal, that's okay. You don't need one. You're able to save that scan as a draft on your device. And then when you get back into a strong cell signal or on Wi-Fi, you can deliver it at that point. So don't fret if you're in a rural area or you don't have access to Wi-Fi. That's not required in order to complete a scan. There was a question about high ceilings or cathedral ceilings. That's no problem. As you may have seen in the video, the user is scanning in a portrait orientation. All you need to do is just slightly pan up to capture a little bit of the ceiling height as you move around the room. I'd recommend doing this a couple of different times on each level, just so you capture that ceiling height, but no worries on high ceilings or cathedral ceilings. We're we're pretty much able to capture it, assuming it's not, 7,500 feet up in the air. That shouldn't be a problem. Let me see, there was one more. But anyways, I put some links to some helpful tips and articles that we've written when it comes to editing. There's a couple of questions about editing room labels. Threw an article in there for you to read on how to edit. We also have videos on that in our YouTube channel. I also linked our YouTube channel in the chat. The very, very easy to watch videos like the video Joseph showed you. We have that in our YouTube channel. So lots of great resources. The other one was specific to device types and what do we support. It's a huge list of devices. If you think back into iPhone generations, it's about iPhone 8 was the last we supported. And then the list of Android devices is quite long, but we again put an article in there. It's pretty much, if you think about it in the years, it's about everything built in the last 8 to 10 we can support. So perfect. That's all I wanted to cover, Joseph. I'll hand it back to you and Amber.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Eric. So Amber, I will toss things over to you so you can give us that quick look at the dashboard and show us where to access your floor plans and all the fun settings there.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Today, I'm going to walk you through navigating your CubiCasa dashboard and accessing all of the products that Joseph shared with you earlier. First, you'll need to create an account using the QR code or your unique MLS referral link. Once your account is set up, download the CubiCasa app, which you will use to create your scans. After you submit your scan for processing, you can access it via the dashboard on the recent orders or order list page on the website. To view an order, you simply click on the address. And this will take you to that order's dashboard. Under the 2D products tab, you are able to view the package type that you ordered, the total fee, if any fees are associated with that order. And you can
Amber,
also
sorry to interrupt, but I can't see your screen. I don't think it's shared.
Let's try this again.
There we go. Now we're good.
We'll back it up to the beginning. My apologies. I thought I had that running. On the order list in the website, this is where you will access your ready and pending orders. To view an order, you simply click on the address, and that will take you to the order dashboard. Here in the 2D products tab is where you can view your package type, your total fee, and also have access to features like the change style, quick edit, and change request. And I'll explain some of those in detail shortly. Under here, we have our CubiCasa Tour tab. This is where you will go if you ordered the Plus product to create the CubiCasa Tour. This is what it looks like before the tour is generated. Here you would upload your photos, manage the uploaded photos, and generate the tour. And I will show you what that looks like once it's generated. And in here, you will have access to the quick edit tool, which you can use to make adjustments to your tour if needed. Take just a moment to load up. Simply click on the marker, and by clicking and holding, you can drag to place it. You can also click on the purple dot to change the angle of the marker. In here, if you have any unmatched photos, you can just drag and drop those onto the floor plan. You can upload additional photos from here, and you can also change the order that they display simply by clicking on the photo and dragging it into the spot that you want to move it in the queue. And once you have made your needed changes, you'd simply click Save up here, and those changes will post to your tour within a couple minutes. Here you will find your sharing options. This is where you will activate or inactivate your tour. You have the option to show the approximate dimensions and the property address, choose your unit of measurement, and we have two options for sharing the tour. We have just the basic link here, and we also have the embedded code available if that is an option that you prefer. Under the GLA tab, if you ordered the GLA product, that's where you will access it. If you need to upgrade a completed order to have the GLA, you could come here and simply click this button to add the GLA to your order. Our GLA report is ANSI aligned and widely used by appraisers, and this is available with both the light and plus product options. And under here we have the reports tab, where you will locate the home report and snapshot report that Joseph discussed earlier. If you took snapshots during the scan, you would see a download button available here. Since I didn't do that when I scanned this, that's why it's showing not available. But this is where you would go to download and access these reports. And under the 3D products tab, show you what it looks like with a completed 3D product. This is where you will access your plus 3D floor plan, your 3D video renders and CAD files if you ordered those. To download, you would simply click here. And in this menu, you can choose your preferred format options, select any of the products and report types that you want to download, and then just click here. And those will download into your computer within just a couple moments. If you need to upgrade a completed order, that is done under this button here. And under this pop-up, you can select the product type that you want to upgrade to, click continue, and we will take care of the rest from there. If you already have a CubiCasa account, you can add your MLS discount without creating a new account. To do that, you simply come under Settings in the Company tab. And you will want to make sure that your customer type is agent or appraiser so that you'll be able to access the MLS membership tab. And here is where you will go. Type in your MLS, enter your MLS ID number and click Verify Account. Once that's verified, you would click Save, and that will link your MLS with your CubiCasa account so that you'll be able to take advantage of the benefits associated with the MLS partnership. The billing tab here is where you would go if you go for any of the upgraded optional products. You can track the current monthly bill here, and you can get detailed information simply by clicking this button. If you're using the free light product, a payment method is not required, but you can add one here if you plan to use any of the optional upgraded products. And if you are wanting to customize your plan and you went with the Plus product, that can also be done under the Settings tab in Styling. Simply create style. And in here, you can customize, you can select the language, the unit of measurement, rounding options, the logo, disclaimer, and you can also either select one of our predefined style templates if you want to use one of those, or if you want more personalization, you can come into any of these settings here and change those to whatever you like. and you would just simply click save, and that will put that in your available templates. You can have multiple templates for different branding, working with different clients. And to set one as the default for most of your orders, you can just simply come here and click on the one that you want as your default. And to apply a style change on a completed order, you would go back to the order list, click on the order, and in change style, select the style that you want, and then click change style, and those changes will post within a couple of minutes. That covers all of the high-level features with your CubiCasa account. If you'd like to learn more about your account or if you need any support, click on the chat bubble at the bottom right corner of the screen. And here we have a keyword searchable help center that's full of tutorials and videos with tips and tricks for best scanning practices and information on our different product types, styling options, and editing capabilities. If you want more direct support, simply click on messages and you can send a message directly to our support team. We are available 24 hours during the weekdays. We also have support available on the weekends as well. And by using this, you can get in contact with us anytime and we will be happy to help you. That's all for now, and I will hand things back to Joseph to wrap it up.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm going to get my screen reshared here just so I can pull up that QR code once more that you'll be able to scan to create your account and get started. So that's everything that we wanted to cover with you today. You see a quick recap here of all the different products that you can create, all from that same 5-minute scan. We're going to leave the room open for the next 15 minutes or so. I'm going to address some of the questions that came through with the group. So I do encourage everyone to stick around if you've got the time. If you have to jump off, no worries at all. We appreciate everyone joining us so much today. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of your week and happy scanning.